Saw that Trish Goddard on the TV this morning, folks. You may have seen her. I think she was on GMB. I believe she's going to do a stint for a couple of days next week. I did see she'd been in the news earlier on this year. Her cancer has come back. She's now been told it's terminal, and she's doing her best to live with it. Strange interview it was, because she was extremely upbeat, as she always seems to be, and I don't think at any stage they skirted on timeframes and how long she had left. She's trying to remain very, very positive throughout it all. She can't be in a really, really, really bad state, otherwise she wouldn't be appearing on the show today and presenting next week. I'm sure it must be pretty stressful, although she's done that much presenting over the years, there's probably not many better. I've always quite liked her, considering the kind of show that she did. I'm normally not that keen on those kind of hosts, your Jeremy Kyler's and all them, but I didn't mind her at all. I thought she was alright, old Trish. She was okay. I had no problem with her at all. I mean, she's gone over to that there American and done pretty well, so that must say a lot for her. But no, I thought she was okay. I felt sorry for her today, I really did. But at the same time, I was admiring her as well. I thought, get yourself better, love. I mean, alright, you might not get better, but, fight it all you can, and hopefully you've got a good few years left in you yet. I mean, maybe she has. You get some of these diagnoses and they'll say, look, it's terminal, but you can live with it, or it's terminal, but your heart might give out first, or this might give out first, or old age might kill you. So I don't know when they say terminal, how terminal it is. I mean, I know there's only one terminal. I know that. But what I mean is it sort of very soon, or could it be years away? I hope it's the latter, because I quite like her, as I say. Banksy, he'd been in the news, hadn't he? I think he was in the news yesterday. He'd done one of his old drawings overnight, and now he's done about 3 more in the space of 2 or 3 nights. I think he was pictured the other day. I think he's out sort of 3, 4 in the morning in the dead of night on a cherry picker, or the old cherry picker with the mask on, because he tries to keep his identity close to his chest, doesn't he? Nobody's 100% certain who he is. Anyway, he's done 3 or 4 more, and you've seen this morning that a couple of thieves, he's done one, I think it was of a wolf, on somebody's satellite disc, or as Del Boys say, statellite disc. And a couple of thieves have robbed the disc. You see them walking down the street, they're masked up, because obviously they're committing theft, aren't they? They're nicking somebody's dish, they've got no right. But I thought to myself at the same time, has Banksy got much right? Can he just go ahead and just draw on these walls willy-nilly? We know he's a world-renowned artist. We know his art is worth a lot of money. Some say he puts value on the buildings themselves. But is he really allowed to do it? Should he be allowed to do it? Could I go in any street I want to and in the dead of night paint some things? I mean, you wouldn't want me to, because my art and me are totally unbelievable. I'm terrible. I couldn't paint anything to save my life. I could do an X marks the spot or something like that, but that'd be the really all I could do. I've lost myself there, don't I? See, this is no script, folks. This is what it does to you. No script. It bites you on the backside from time to time. But I'm thinking to myself, I'm surprised he's getting away with it, old Banksy. And I'll be very surprised if that fella gets away with that satellite dish. He did have a mask on, but I think somebody's confronted him later. And I thought, you shouldn't be nicking that. That's not yours to nick. Anyway, what else did I look at? There was another couple of bits and pieces today. What else was there? EAMONN and Ruth. Yeah, EAMONN's, I believe, so the press is telling us, he's reached out to Ruth. He sent her a message saying, look, don't worry. It's all in the press that this latest squeeze of mine, I've got her an engagement ring. Nothing near the truth. It's not right at all. Just a bit of her own costume jewellery. We're not engaged at all. Yeah, EAMONN and Ruth, what are they, 64? And what's his young girl called? Kate Alexander. She's supposed to be a relationship counsellor. They're not supposed to break up your own marriage, are they really? But she's doing it. She's only 42. Some would say, what would she see in old EAMONN? EAMONN who can't walk and can barely move because his back's gone and everything else has gone. I think it's the wallet myself, but I might be wrong. That's only my opinion. But she looks very happy. I believe she's telling friends that wedding bells could be on the horizon. Well, I don't know if he's going to be walked up the aisle, EAMONN, or whether he's going to be pushed up it the way he's looking. It's not looking good for him. She could see him out in no time and inherit all that money. Head balls. We did head the other day, didn't we? As of yesterday, I believe they've had 8,201 complaints to it. Is it Ofcom? I think it is. For the interview he did with his wife. Somebody put in the comment section last night, I didn't know they were married. Well, I've got to say, I'm not the political animal. I've told you this before. I only knew a few months ago. I didn't know that. They've kept it a well-guarded secret. They have. It always helps, doesn't it, when you've got different last names. You keep your old name. But yeah, that's naughty. He shouldn't be interviewing on his show. One of the viewers have said he didn't do any of the talking really. Kate did. That's Kate Garraway. But somebody said he did plenty enough talking and he just shouldn't have been there. It shows the bias. When you've got folk calling the Bieber and ITV and saying that they're biased, to actually have one of your lead guys on the show interviewing his own wife about something, a really hot topic, that shows plenty of bias. It's hardly any wonder they've had over 8,000 complaints. And Katie, she never lets us down. Old Katie Price. What have I read today? Well, today I'm just looking through the different news feeds and there's something there today about not only has she had the old facelift done, I think it's a sixth now, she's also had the teeth done yet again. Well, when in Turkey, do what the Romans do. No, they're not from Turkey. You know what I mean, don't you? They're renowned for the old turkey teeth. A fella had them done and Katie must have thought, well, if he's having them done, I'm not going to miss out. I mean, she's had them done in the past. Not like facelifts, normally you do your teeth once, but that's not for Katie. If they're there to be had, she'll have them, and she has had the teeth done as well. But what I'm reading today, which I don't get, I'm reading a couple of things, but one of the things I've read is she's saying, I miscarried when I was in my teens, you know. In my teens, I had a violent boyfriend, an ex-jailbird. He was 25, I was only young, and he kicked me in the belly and I miscarried. And I'm thinking, well, why is that coming out now? I think I've heard the story before, but I thought, why has it been brought to the open forum now? You know, she's over there in Turkey. Why would she mention that now? What's that got to do with the facelift and the turkey teeth and the fact that she's going to possibly get locked up when she comes back over here for, you know, missing the latest bankruptcy here? I'm thinking, why go on about it now? Is it her people that have released that information, or is it her? And is the idea of it to be, it's another reason why we could say, oh, Katie had an awful life, it's been awful for her since she was in the teens when she lost a baby with a violent boyfriend. It's been awful for her. Oh, goodness grief, how can we bring her back home and then arrest her or put her in jail for missing this hearing? For all we told her she couldn't do it again and she could be, you know, jail could be an option for her, and she's laughed in our faces. How can we actually lock her up because she's had an awful life? Others might say, why does she keep hooking up with these people? It is something you've got to ask. And I also noticed over the last couple of days she's been pictured in the pool with Harvey, and I'm thinking, well, that's not a good idea, is it? Harvey there in the pool himself, and I'm thinking, well, he could. I don't want to spell it out for you folks because you might know where I'm coming from. But I'm thinking that's not ideal. But I would imagine, I'm not going to spell out still, but you'll know more. I would imagine he's had one of them man nappies on, a big man nappy, I would think. But then she's in there, she's got all the face, all the stitches in, some bandages on and whatever else. Her face looks red raw, there's pus everywhere, pus. And I'm thinking, she shouldn't be in that pool in that kind of state. Thinking that's disgusting. Other people have got to use that pool. It's not a pool for her, it's for everybody else. Anyway, that's what I thought yesterday and the day before when I was in the pictures. Today somebody's saying, I've not read the thing, Katie Price has ruined my holiday. She's in that pool and her face is leaking this, that and the other, and I couldn't go in the pool. And that's what I love about my holiday. Sunbathing, using the pool, back out, sunbathing, pool, back out, sunbathing. Do you get where I'm coming from? And it is a bit naughty, isn't it? I mean, you shouldn't be doing that when residents are sharing a pool. That's just naughty. It's a bit dirty as well, really. So anyway, she lost her baby in her teens because somebody kicked her, next jailbird. Some would say, why go out with a jailbird? You know, maybe the fact that he'd done time and he was 8 or 9 years older than her may have been enough to put her off him. Some would have thought that. No, not Katie. Anyway, let's see what happens when she comes home. I do hope she gets arrested, and I know she's got some issues, I know she's got some problems, I do know that, but I do hope she does time, I really do, and it's not a nastiness on my behalf. It's just that if you did it, or I did it, or anybody, me or you know, would get locked up. I don't mean just the missing the bankruptcy, I mean doing everything that she's done wrong in every way she's broken the law in the last 3 or 4 years. Because in the last 3 or 4 years she just constantly breaks the law, and she constantly gets away with it. And there's got to be a day of reckoning, there's got to be, because people are watching it and thinking, well, why is she a special case? Got to ask it, me folks. You've got to ask it. Anyway, I'll leave you with that, and then I've got some more to do now.